All right, Corey, this is so fun. How about you hate when I talk about hair? And guess what I'm doing as we start?
Fluffing your hair.
Yeah, fluffing my puff. There's a
Oh,
curl and everything is backwards on the screen. I don't think I'm supposed to do this live. Should
are
I
we
clip
live?
this? Should I cut it? We're live.
Oh, well, okay. Hey, everybody! We're glad to be here with you again. Hump Day to Friday with the blind
Woo.
guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live. It's the weekend countdown starting on every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:15 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
We are here for you, bringing you fabulous guests. If you are looking to find a way to fund your children's college fund, we have a creative way for you to do that with today's special guest. He's going to tell us how comic books can become a college fund investment for you and your family if you know what you're doing. It's Marcus Mosley. So he's here today.
Well, even
to
if
share
you
with
don't
us.
know, even if you don't know what you're doing, that's the sweet part. Marcus is here to show us.
So we're going to have fun with this. But of course, before we begin, we have to do our favorite part of the show where we thank our sponsors. Ready?
I think so. Like, Corey, I think I got this thing down pat. Like, yeah.
We'll see. Here we go. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by promotional considerations paid for by the following sponsors.
Following sponsors. Oh, yes. We got sponsors, guys. We're grateful. We appreciate you. We thank you. Our sponsors, here they go. Oh, wait. Let me rewind. I thought I had it ready. Oops. Wow. Here we go. New sponsors, and we got our reigning champions coming back.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks.
Thank you, David and Christine Brooks.
Yes.
Supreme sponsor, Black Heights, advancing your career. Check out his YouTube channel.
Thank you, Black Heights.
Fancy sponsor, My Vivid Life. Check out her YouTube channel.
Repeat sponsors.
You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
All right, that's it, guys. We've got sponsors. We are gracious to you for being here. We've got viewers. We've got people chatting. We've got people watching the show after the show is over. It's a great time. We're going to have a good time this hour.
Let's go. Let's start the show with the real talk with Intabi intro.
It's another episode of A Blind Guy.
His wife.
Hey, everybody. I'm Corey, the blind guy.
Corey. I don't know what just happened. We may or may not be in the show. I'm always doing something at showtime. Guys, we need some help.
The joy of live streaming.
Let me tell you, we need some help. You know, we have a series, Our Marriage Needs Help, but we need a whole lot of help in all aspects, all places. While the screen was off, I was supposed to throw the scarf back. Instead, I was fluffing my hair. You don't like to talk about hair. I do, but that's not what this show is about.
I'm Corey, the blind guy.
I'm his wife, Laquita Marie.
Together, we're letting you into our life
live.
As we change the narrative of normal, we think about what it means for your health, your business, and your wealth. Today is no exception to the rules because we're going to talk about creative ways of generating wealth through a different type of business format and investing in art, comic books particularly. And this is going to be a series that we're going to build because Mr. Marcus Mosley, our featured guest, he's got a lot to bring to the table. So we're going to bring Mr. Marcus in. We're going to bring him in so he can flex on us in his almighty chair.
Oh my goodness. Remember the chair, guys. We introduced this chair to you when Marcus was on our show before. Marcus, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Great to see you guys.
Marcus, have you got the plumbing hooked up to that chair there like you said you would?
I'm still working on it. If I can get the plumbing right, I never leave it.
Man, exactly.
You can be like Professor Charles Xavier, always in the chair.
So
yeah, if it only can float, it would be pretty cool.
Right.
Nice. Marcus, here you are with us, Hump Day to Friday. You're starting us off today with, our Wednesday chat. You are the featured guest. Our guests have told us that our featured guests are their favorite part of the show. We thought it was us. We thought it was something else. They like you guys. So that being said, Marcus, we do, of course, we love our sponsors. For me, they're one of my favorite part, not the sponsors, but just the viewers. And when we have viewers like Christine Brooks in there, we got to make sure.
That's one of our sponsors.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Much love, Mama C. So y'all know Mama C is in the house. So when we got people like that, we got people like you. They like to see, well, what's the big fuss? We're only supposed to be saying good morning right now, Marcus. Lioncrest Outdoors, he's saying that, right? He's a professional live streamer like yourself, Lioncrest Outdoors. Mm-hmm. But Lioncrest Outdoors does not have the flex that you have. I'm just going to give you the solo screen just for a minute so that while we just say hello to you, you can flex on the folks a little bit. Tell us why this chair is such a popular thing. I know you're here to talk to us about Marvel investments, how we can pay for our kids' college the way you did. But what does this chair do? Tell us something about that.
It does everything. I mean, you have the built-in lights here. It supports 3 monitors in front of me, so that's why when some people looking at me, they see like I'm kind of looking up, not necessarily at the camera, because I have 3 32-inch monitors in front of me.
Right.
And so, I mean, it has a massage. I
can switch the camera angle so we can see those screens.
So if I do that, it raises my monitors. So I wish I would have had my other angle.
Right.
Then you could see the whole chair. But how I have the camera set up now, you can't see the whole chair. But I mean, it's an awesome chair. It got everything. And you can raise the monitors up. It has a built-in massage. It has 0G. So you can go all the way back in the chair and it make you feel weightless. So if you're working a long time on the chair, and say if you're a person with back problems or something like that, the chair make you feel weightless like an astronaut or something like that. And it's an awesome chair. Like I said, I just need to be able to put a toilet in it and I'm ready to go.
Well, you sound like you're in the Batcave, so you like the Black Bruce Wayne right now. So, so we're glad to have you here.
Yep, OG Patrice is in there saying hello to you.
How you doing, Patrice?
I do have one last question before we say goodbye, because Corey is like, all right, we're just saying hello for the day. Last question that I have is, with you being in this chair and you having us talking about using these comics as investments, would you say that any one of those comic books would it have paid for that chair that you're in?
Oh, it would have paid for 5 of these chairs.
Ooh. Now,
that's a flex.
Yeah, that's a flex, because for anybody wondering, like, well, what's the big deal about the chair? It's a chair that's ranges anywhere between $3,500 and $4,000. Okay, so just to let you know that a comic book will have paid for 3 or 4. So your whole family could have had. Man, Corey, we got to sell some comic books. That's it, Marcus. We're just saying good morning. We weren't supposed to talk this long, but I'm nosy. I'm intrigued, and we got to say goodbye to you for now. Okay. And go ahead, Corey. What were you going to say?
You enjoy a virtual plant-based sausage biscuit and some orange juice that we put in the virtual green room for you. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, Marcus. See you soon. Man, this is going to be a good show, Corey.
Yeah, today's stream is powered by StreamYard and by member support by viewers like you. You can become part of the Blind Guy, His Wife home team by first remembering, if you're new, subscribe, like, share, bum rush the button.
Do that, guys. Hit the thumbs up. That's the best way that you let the algorithm know that you enjoy this content and someone else might as well. Now, scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen, you might see a ticker, blindguyhiswife.com. If you go to the pinned comment, you head on over there. That's how you can become a sponsor. If you'd like to sponsor, you can always advertise in the show. We have our brand new in-show steamers, and you can always just do a one-time sponsorship or a one-time virtual tip jar if that's what you'd like to do. You don't have to. You can simply give a thumbs up. That means a lot. If you head over there, you'll see this section where it says, buy me a coffee, support the production.
Just click the green coffee cup. To quote the great philosopher Bernie Mac, she gonna say,
what you doing?
And you're gonna say, you know what I'm doing. Stir it like coffee. Clink, 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 clink.
As I was saying, click the green coffee cup. It does open a widget and you can purchase 1 coffee, 3 coffees, 5 coffees. We always type in, because you can always type in your own amount, 25 coffees. Corey's been blind 25 years this year. So we have our hashtag 25 for 25 campaign goals, where we are looking to offer more merch, offer more opportunities for our viewers to plug into this production. And so you can leave your name, say something nice.
You can also shop our merch line through our version of what we call Blamazon, the Black Amazon, which is Press and Sew, our Press and Sew merchandise store. You can get a home team jersey like we're wearing, Hump Day to Friday.
Absolutely.
You can get All the Way Live, like T-shirt Tawana and XDMC. Or you can get the WTL, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Weekend Countdown T-shirt. So those are different ways that you can be called the blind guy, his wife, the blind guy, his wife, home team, his life. The blind guy, his wife, home team.
Yes. So Corey, everybody knows what to do, where to go, how to get it. What do we do now? Do we give them a sneak peek at today's plant-based treat?
Sure. Sneak peek at the plant-based treat.
All right, guys, always looking to get you to eat more fruits and vegetables at every meal, right? Not just for lunch or dinner or breakfast, like, oh, I had a salad today. Nope. Include them in every meal. You can do these in so many different ways. You don't just have to eat salads. And we want you to do this for your health, definitely for your fiber, for the nutritional value, gives you vitamins, minerals, keeps you powered, keeps your knees from creaking so you can drop it like it's hot. So sneak peek at today's plant-based treat. You ready for it, Corey?
Yep, hit it.
Bangin' plant-based barbecue.
So I just made this last night, actually.
Yes, she did.
Took it over to a friend's and we got another vote of thumbs up. Oh, Black's Tropical. We have a plant-based treat segment on their channel now during their Monday morning garden chat. They are farmers. They did add red cabbage and spinach to their lasagna. And they said it was so delicious. It was way better. And there was someone else in the chat this Monday that said they also tried it. And I think they added theirs to spaghetti. So the plant-based treats are just catching fire. People realize that they don't have to take anything away. They can simply add to what they're already doing.
Yeah, we're not vigilantes or fruitums. We're just trying to get you to increase the fruits and vegetables that you eat at every meal.
Absolutely.
It's time to cannonball into the comments to say good morning to our viewers.
All right, let's see who's first. Lioncrest Outdoors.
Hey, Lioncrest Outdoors.
Now, that's what it says on our end. You guys know that on your end, a lot of times it'll say somebody else was first. If you saw someone else first, I don't know. But Lioncrest Outdoors, we told you he's a professional live streamer, but he's also a farmer. He goes live showing you how to get your garden together, get your food together. And I'm sure we'll be getting some food from him at some point so I can do something good because we have so many gardeners we're connected to.
He's the Mufasa of mangoes. He's the Simba of sweet potatoes.
Okay, he's doing his thing. I got you. He's excited for the live. Thank you. We enjoyed your live stream this morning as well. Before the Billions. Hey.
Before the Billions is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Before the Billions, all the way in Georgia. Where's Lioncrest from?
Lioncrest, I forget. I don't know.
Let us know where you're from, Lioncrest.
Before the Billions, yeah, he's in Georgia. He live streams a lot. He's a tech guy. And so it's great working alongside him. I got to figure out what we're called when we go to his channel, if we're billionaires or before the billionaires or who are we? I know he was getting a name for his. You guys here, thanks for being here. Hashtag the home team. That's who you are. So put hashtag the home team.
That way you'll be entered into the first place pony drawing.
Yes. Now you guys know that we had somebody in first place. If you want first place bragging rights, just put hashtag the home team into the chat so you can be, first place bragging rights. All right, let's say hi to Nancy Annette.
Nancy Annette is in the house.
Sister Nancy.
All the way from NY.
Right. World traveler right now in NYC. I'm just going to say NYC. She might be upstate. Black's Tropical saying, hey, soil family, blessings to the home team.
Black's Tropical. show. Thanks for joining us, Bobby and Cherie down in Georgia.
I know. We got to decide if we're just going to call him Sherry or Cherie, because
Sure.
Yeah, sure. We're just going to call her Sure. I
We
forgot.
can't get it all in the Cherie.
Right, sure. Yes. And she's the one just saying hello to everybody and brought it to my attention that Mama C was in the chat. Yeah, you know what? Let's give Mama C first place because that's my mama. So yeah, let's do it. All right. So let's see who else we've got here. Why is David Hunt saying first?
Hunty Boy. Check out Hunty Boy's YouTube channel. It's called David Hunt.
He was live this morning and he has playlists going on and
meditation music.
And he was the first moderator. He has a wonderful playlist. He keeps putting up 24-hour live streams. So that way, if you need music to meditate to sleep to, piano music, it's him playing. Sometimes he sings too, because y'all know he's a vocalist.
I was born by the river.
The mute button. Guys, David can sing that song.
I go downtown.
We might be able to get David to sing it on
Somebody
Friday.
keep telling me don't sing too loud.
It's been a wrong note coming.
Yeah, it just came out of you.
I know, right? Anyways, okay. Thanks, David. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And of course, we got Mama C in there saying good morning, everybody. Much love, Mama C. If some of you are wondering, like, who is Mama C? Why she get all the love? Well, remember earlier, if you were here when we showed you our sponsors, if you were not, because she's here, we're going to show you again what's going on.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks.
That's it, right?
Supreme sponsor, Black Heights, advancing your career. Check out his YouTube channel.
Fancy sponsor, My Vivid Life. Check out her YouTube channel. You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
Now, guys, when you look at that, wait a minute, I thought I was stopping the screen. Instead, they're showing everybody else. Okay, let's get them out of there. Let's get them out of there. The whole point is that Mama C and David and Christine Brooks, right? They come through every single week with the Supreme sponsorship. So that's why we're showing the love. They show us the love. So, you got to definitely show gratitude. So thank you again, Mama C. We love you. And let's get back to the comments, Corey, because the folks in here are like, okay, who is Mama C? Christine Brooks. All right. So let's see who else is in here, Corey, so we can say good morning. Larita King from Kingsway Gardening.
Hey, Kingsway Gardening. Thank you for joining us this morning. You know where she's from?
I forget, but she's got a great garden.
All right, great garden. That's where she's from, the great garden.
Pure Pondering, another farmer. I know she's out there in Arizona, I think.
Arizona.
Somewhere with the beautiful views and the sunsets and the sky is amazing. So go over there and find out. So everybody's in there chatting it up, but we got our best friend from South Africa in there.
Real Talk with Ntabi.
Boom. And Ntabi says, hello, everybody. She did create our intro. So when Corey says, let's go with the Real Talk with Ntabi intro, that's what he's talking about. She did create our intro. So it's been a blessing and just really been a good time hanging out with her. Wally, hey there.
Wally in the house.
Yes, Wally is a fan favorite.
Florida.
We got to check out his channel, Wealth Talk Production. He started dropping videos on it. I still got to catch up. So, hey, Wally. Criminality Online is in there as well.
Online. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, and Criminality is online. Hey, Marcus, miss you on YouTube. How are you?
He's still there. We're going to show you where to catch him as we talk about this Marvel comic money that he's going to talk about to fund your kids' college fund.
Yeah, because Black Tropical is saying comic books, especially the old school books, are so fun. The nice thing is that what Marcus is going to tell us today is how $1.50 comic book could pay for 3 or 4 of those $4,000 shares that he has, right? So this is the good thing. They're fun and man, it's just good. And thank you for that notification, Black Tropical. We appreciate it. So of course, Wally's laughing at us saying he says, I got a vigilante sighting. We are not vigilantes, but thank you Before the Billions for putting in hashtag the home team. That is how you guys get first place pony bragging rights. Of course, we saw OG Patrice in there.
OG Patrice in the house.
Yes, Sophia Sharif. Hey there.
Sophia Sharif, thank you for joining us.
Always good to see you in the chat. Nice to see you hanging out. She's in there just chatting it up. I say, and you know what? I want to say we met Sophia Sharif on Marcus's show, on his original channel, Rebuilding Black Wall Street. You know, Marcus has a new channel today. It's not new. It's grown, it's monetized, but it's a whole nother channel, Father and Son Worlds Apart. We're going to get into that very soon after we say hello.
In what world did a whole nother become a word?
I've heard Global Green Book say it. Yeah. She's right there on the screen. Hey, Global Green Books. That's a whole nother YouTube content creator.
Entirely different. A whole different, but a whole nother. Another is a word by itself. You can't separate with another word.
Look. Hey, Philip, how you doing?
PWJ in the house.
I've heard Philip say a whole nother.
A lot of people say I say a whole nother.
I know, right?
How did that become a word?
I don't know, but he does have hashtag the home team. Don't forget if you have.
He's a whole nother moderator.
Yeah, David Hunt was the first moderator to say hello. PWJ is a whole nother moderator. Hey, Supernova.
Supernova in the house.
Yes, and I hope you're doing well, Sophia Sharif. You know, somebody is saying speedy recovery to her. So yeah, what in the world, Miss Yetta B1 is in here?
Yetta B1 is in the house.
The chat just jumped, Corey. I don't know why it just jumped all over the place, all by itself. But we also have to say hello to Adrian Nash.
Adrian Nash in the house.
Yes, as well as Unique View.
Unique View, thank you for joining us this morning.
Over the
hashtag the home team.
So Unique View has a great channel as well. Head on over there. He's using unique content, and he just told us about how, oh, y'all, we might be a part of a class action suit. Not me and Corey, all of us watching. I'm sure all of us have eaten Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts just got a huge lawsuit against them saying they got real strawberries. And Unique View was breaking it down how everybody else just tells the truth. Like, y'all, this is just food coloring that's killing us and a little bit of strawberry stuff or something.
Right.
But Pop-Tarts. But head over there to the channel and find out for yourselves. Over the top, WME.
Okay.
You don't like Pop-Tarts?
Never did.
I'm greedy. I like anything.
Over the top, wicked, mean, evil. Over the top, wife, weapons martial art expert. Over the top, wife, mother, and entrepreneur.
That's more like it. Marcus, we're going to bring you in because Over the Top is shouting out your chair. So, hey, Marcus, you're back.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, Over the Top. Hey, Sophia Sharif. Hope you feel better. Hope you get well. I miss you guys. And I'm going to get back over there on Rebuilding Black Wall Street and do something. But I just been kind of busy over at my new channel. So I'm going to get back over there because I miss you guys. So I just want to say that real quick.
No problem.
But I missed Adrian and all the rest of them, Patrice and Sophia and Over the Top and all the rest of them that, you know, we used to talk for 3 to 5 hours.
No problem.
Well, today's topic kind of blends the two worlds together because you're talking about your Father and Son Worlds Apart channel that you've launched. You and your son spend a lot of time talking about Marvel comics and other things that are of interest to you as far as Star Wars, superheroes, all those wonderful world of science fiction. But it also, you found a way to take that love of science fiction and comics and blend it into the way to create your own Black Wall Street wealth by investing in comic books. And that's what we have, and other forms of art that we're going to talk about later on. But that's something that we're going to dive into today, how you can get that Marvel comic money. You can also fund your kids' college fund or flex on the folks and get 4 or 5 of those chairs that you're sitting in right now.
Now, here's the thing. You're here right now to help us with our first giveaway. Share with Love TV is in here saying hello to everybody. So don't forget Share with Love TV. Put in hashtag the home team. That's the first hashtag, right? And just so that you know, Corey, Lion Crest Outdoors, he says he liked that Simba when you were saying
the Mufasa of mangoes, the Simba of sweet potatoes.
Yeah, because he's always digging for sweet potatoes, right?
Non-sweet potatoes. You can mash them up. Put them in a biscuit. Oh, you can put them in a pie. You can eat it. Oh.
But Marcus, we're gonna get you to help us. We're gonna ignore Corey, okay?
Well, let's dive into his backstory a little bit while we're still getting people to hashtag the home team.
Okay, because Kareen put it in there, and just so that you know, my Mama C says Marvel Man talking about Marcus.
Marcus, right? So, Marcus, you're not just a collector of comics, you're also a creator of comics. You're a creator of content on YouTube. You're a creator of comics. You have your own comic book that you have created, and you're also a successful film producer, film writer. So let's talk about your background from comic book collector to comic creator to comic book collector.
Yes, I created my own comic book. I decided one day that, hey, I want to do a comic book myself. So I created my own comic book. It was called Angelic Wars. I sold them at comi-cons and different comi-cons and everything around the country. They were pretty successful. And I also did movies like Corey just mentioned.
Right.
I did movies as well. And I always been into the art and things like that. I always been in that, that always kept my interest. And I always like creating things, whether it's comic books, whether it's movies, whether it's web series or a YouTube channel. So I was always into the arts. And
no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I just wanted more people that look like me to appreciate the arts as well. Because sometimes when we think of art, we don't think of, African American people. We guess, we think of, European or even Asian, but we don't even think of African Americans when it comes to art. And it's so much opportunity in the arts that we missing as a community.
Right. And look, speaking of community, of course, Criminality Online is trying to get you back over there at Rebuilding, saying, we miss you too. You abandoned your adopted Sam. Well, I say we give away some. Let's hope Criminality wins first. Why is Christine Brooks in there saying, David, I will deal with you later. Good vibes. We got Patrice Garner in there saying hashtag the home team. What do you think, Corey? Should we go for our first place pony? Because Sophia says, got to go through my kids' comics. Coco has a Popeye one, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Look, check it out. So you'll be amazed about how much those old comics is worth and what people will be willing to pay.
Now, one thing I know that you said is that we can just go right on to eBay, start there, but we're going to get into that later. And we'll start seeing prices like $8,000, $9,000, $20,000 for those same Popeye and Marvel comics and different things, right?
Yeah. I mean, easily. And people pay if it's a key issue comic, people bid against each other to get it. So people pay thousands of dollars without even blinking. Nice. And that's what I want to kind of bring, let the Black community know that it's so much money in it, and you don't need to have a lot of money to actually get into the comic book industry, especially say if you have younger kids, say if you're a person with or your retirement. Or say you have a younger kid or you looking to supplement your retirement. If you pick the right comic books, you'll never have to worry about retirement.
Wow.
You won't even have to worry about retirement. By the time you hit whatever age you want to retire, 65, say you in your mid 40s or 50s, early 50s, you get the right comic book. By the time you hit retirement, you can sell those comic books and it'll supplement your retirement very nicely. Or you have younger kids, you can keep it in just to, once I show you some comics that I actually have on hand and I show you the difference, the value of those comic books
Well, don't give it away right now.
I'm not okay. No, I'm not gonna give it away. I'm gonna
let them wait. Let them wait.
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna let them wait.
Yeah. Now, Marcus, you probably like most of us when we were kids. You know, those Star Wars toys, those Transformers, those comic books. You know, we played with them, we trashed them. And so, what advice do you have for parents that?
Corey, we got the home team up here. He's supposed to be doing the giveaway.
We'll talk about later some advice that you have for parents when it comes to these potential collectible toys and comic books. But right now we're going to jump right into our home team. I mean, our first place pony drawing for the home team.
I think that's going to be the first question when we get you back after this drawing, because everybody's ready. I mean, we got She Stole My Thunder in here, Emerge with Schley Hadessa. Yes, they're all putting in.
I love that name, Schley Hadessa. How do you spell that?
Schley. And Vicky is in here too.
Vicky.
Yes, it says happy day, everyone. My son passed in 2000. I have all his comics and I know nothing about them. Thanks for being here, Vicky.
Sorry to hear about your son, but here's a way for his legacy to live on. And Marcus is going to give you some secrets and some tips that you can use to keep that legacy going.
Yeah, I really like to talk to her.
All right. So what we're gonna do, Marcus, is there any more comments you want?
Nope, hands in the dirt. Everybody's got theirs in there. We know what the first question is going to be because that's why I was like, no, Corey, you can't give that away yet. We got to save that for the first question because Marcus has all the investment game from comic books. So Corey.
His hands in the dirt, that's him or her?
A guy.
Okay.
On the icon.
He got his hands down there in the dirt and making dust oil fly.
So what are you going to say? And then what is Marcus going to say to do the giveaway?
I'm going to make my typical horse race announcement. Marcus, when I make the gate sound, bring,
he's got to say pow like the comic books or bam.
He's going to say Excelsior like Stan Lee.
Oh, okay.
So I got to say Excelsior?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say bring and then you say Excelsior.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for today's first place pony here at the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live Derby. All the jockeys are in the gate, they're in position, ready to ride. Bring
Excelsior.
All right, PWJ, Kareem, over the top, unique view before the billions. Kareem, out over their hands in the dirt before the billions. Black Schley Hadessa, Miss Beata B1 before the billions over the top. Kareem, criminality online. Black Shopper Homestead. Kareem. She's the champion. First place pony winner. We did have someone in first place with the comments, but you get first place bragging rights. Kareem. Let me tell y'all, Kareem is gangster. Y'all know she goes on people's live streams. She gives out the good information. And now she has come over here and snatched first place pony from David Hunt.
Well, like I said, and now for a word by David Hunt.
Well, Patrice is saying Marcus abandoned us on rebuilding Black Wall Street. Love don't live here anymore.
Patrice, no, come on now. Okay.
CPS on you. YouTube CPS.
I know. Oh, thank you, Coffee Talking Twerk.
Coffee Talking Twerk is in the house.
He says congrats. Let me tell y'all, if y'all didn't go to that live stream last night, he was on J.A. Smith's channel. They live stream Tuesday and Thursdays. Their costumes, their background, it was like a haunted house up in there. It was crazy. It was crazy good. They planned for the event and they put it on. It was amazing.
All right. The Jersey boy and the Wisconsin king out there making things happen.
Yes. So this is great because everybody's being good sports. They're congratulating. And you know who said what, Corey?
David Hunt said, rigged.
You already know who it is. But Kareem is her speech. Ha ha ha! I won. Yes. Brap, brap. She's from Jamaica. But she didn't say that. I just added the shots fired. But you know, it's more fun.
Kareem, she brings more fire.
Oh, look at Emerge. Schley Hadessa says, "Yep, I feel the same way. We've been missing rebuilding Black Wall Street. So we're gonna get you back in here right after you say congratulations with Kareem, because before the billions is congratulating her. Sophia Sharif." Everybody's over there showing the love. What can you say to her before Black Tropical is saying it was amazing Coffee Talking Twerk? What can you say to Kareem before you go?
I'm going to, since she won, I'm going to mention her in one of my future videos.
Oh,
So I'm going. That's my
congratulations to her.
Congratulations. So I'm gonna mention on one of my videos, and if she would like, she can send me an email, ask me any questions she want to ask me, and I'll respond.
Wait a minute.
I will. So she can ask me whatever she want to ask, whether it's financial, comics, investment. And
now, wait a minute. Kareem, tell us your email address, Marcus. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'll drop it in the chat. Which one do you want her to send one to? The rebuilding or the other one? You tell us.
Because father and son. I type it in the private chat for you real quick.
All right, and I'll post it. Yeah, because Kareem, you are getting the goods here. When we tell you that Marcus is an investor, last time he was here, we were showcasing some of the houses that he's flipped. Marcus, of course, he's got a full-time job with the government, so he can't ever say too much. He's under why? Oh, wait. That might be bad for Kareem. We just said she's gangster, and now she's dealing with a government official.
Yep. working for the DOD too.
Marcus, of course, he's a businessman. He's got his movies that he's produced, the comic books that he's produced. And when we say movies, if you look up his name, Marcus Mosley, on IMDb, you will see his movies listed there. So he's a wealth of knowledge. So yeah, definitely, I'm going to drop this email in here, and the only person that gets it is Kareem. Do you want me to put this out to her?
You can put it out.
It's fine
to everybody, but I'll just make sure I keep an eye on her email.
Right.
So if she want to discuss anything, I'm available.
Kareem, this is for you. And of course, if anybody steals it, well, we already know y'all here, so y'all can steal it. All right. So we're going to say goodbye to you for now. We're going to say congratulations one last time to Kareem. And Corey is going to introduce you. Officially. All right, Marcus?
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. This is good, Corey. This is going to be a great show. Everybody has a lot of questions.
I'm excited because I'm a comic book fan. I just wish somebody had told me years ago what to do with it. But we're here today. We're going to learn some things now. If you are a person if you are a parent who have children who own toys or comic books, and you're looking to say, what can I do with these things as they grow older, or they moved on and they left those things behind? This is the show for you. If you're a parent that's looking for a creative investment into your future, or into your children's future, or into your retirement plan, this is the show for you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mosques, tell your villages, tell your church. Tell your gas stations, tell your enemies, your frenemies, tell everybody to tell somebody else. And thanks to that quote from Miss Miriam Adepoju, another fellow content creator. Yes. But this is the episode for you. Today's featured guest is the Iron Man of investing. He is the Superman of swag when it comes to his chair. He is the Phantom of film production. He is the Black Panther of building wealth when it comes to comic book collections and collectible art. It's time for today's featured guest. He is T'Challa. He is M'Baku, all rolled into one superhuman. The whole cast. Yes. He is none other
He was a bodybuilder, so I forgot. Oh, anyway, sorry, Corey. Oops. Redo. Rewind. Hurry up.
He is T'Challa, and M'Baku all rolled into one. And he doesn't need a vibranium suit to do what he does best. It's time for today's featured guest. It's Marcus Mosley.
Oh man, that's an awesome introduction right there. I mean, hey, I'm.
Oh, look, you know what? We are glad you enjoy it, because Corey has to give a wonderful introduction. He can't just say hello to you, especially after all of the help that you're going to give.
Yes, and we're going to dive right into it, because our first question.
Corey, I'm going to step out because we have a special person calling.
Okay.
And Simple Southern Reflections is here.
Simple
Corey,
Southern Reflections is here.
she just reached 1,000 subscribers. Yes, and her channel is so professional, and Trash Can Waves is in here too.
Trash Can Waves. Now that's an editing master right there. Check out his YouTube channel. But I'm warning you, it's grown folk time when you go to Trash Can Waves channel. So we're gonna dive right into our first question from Marcus. Now, Marcus, I'm pretty sure there are lots of parents that are in here or grandparents or aunts and uncles that have bought those superhero toys or bought those comic books while standing in line at the grocery store, at the comic book store, at whatever store they might be shopping at. And then it gets trashed, played with, trashed, and then tossed away. But what's a good idea for parents, especially when it comes to collectible items? So if you're a parent and you're shopping in a comic book store with your child, they say, "Ooh, I want that one." And first of all, knowing that there's certain things you're going to look for, like key issues, which we'll talk about later, what could they do to ensure that they have an investment?
Now, I've got the banner up. I'm just going to step out. Excuse me, everyone. We got Gail on board, so we're good to go, Corey.
Gail, lock it. Hold it down for me, Gail. Lock them and block them.
Okay, to answer your question, Corey, it's always best to buy 2 of each item. So if you're buying a special edition action figure or something like that for your kids, buy one that they can play with and do what they want with it, and you buy yourself one that you never open. So if you buy a special edition Superman for your son or your daughter or whoever into that, a Batwoman for your daughter, buy one for yourself that you do not open. Because how our parents did it is the comic books you see today that survive aren't comic books that was bought for kids. Somebody back then, a parent, a father, or whatever, was thinking this comic book is going to be valuable one day. So he bought his son a copy and he bought himself a copy. His copy, he saved it, he put it away. His son copy, happened, with you and I, we know what we did with our comic books. We destroyed them. So I most likely the comic book that survived today wasn't comic books that kids own. They was comic books that their parents own. So you have to think that way now when it comes to comic books or collectibles, any collectibles, limited edition collectibles. I know people want to play with coins and all that stuff, but that can be fine, but that can be expensive as well. Comic books is an affordable way to build wealth for the average person if you get those key issues. So
now, when you say key issues, we're going to talk about that, but I want you to go ahead and flex on the people. Show them some of the comic books that you have, and let's talk about some of the value that it brought to you.
So I'm going to show, I'm just going to make sure that you are the only one that we see. So this way, folks like My Vivid Life, she's just popping in saying, my vivid life. Always nice to see Marcus. She's a content creator, but she has 3 daughters, right? So she wants to see how you're preserving these, what's going on with it, how this works. So show us what you got.
And talk about the value they bought too.
So I'm going to change the angle here. So if you look at this comic book right here, if you go on eBay right now, and this comic book, it's according to condition, it sells anywhere between $1,000 to $20,000. Is according which condition, what the CGC rating is. So this comic book, like at a 9.8 CGC, would cost you anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000.
Man, that's 3 chairs right there.
Yeah, this comic book right here, and this is the first appearance of Venom. Okay, it's Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 300. Okay, and this one right here is the first. This is the Silver Surfer, the first appearance of Mephisto. So this one can run anywhere between $1,000 to $7,000, $8,000. So these 2 comic books alone can pay for your kids' college, and you see the price on it. This comic book was released in 1968.
Was that
While
25
this
cents?
comic,
Does that say 25 cents for the price?
25 cents.
Wow.
This comic book was released in 1988, $1.50. 1988. I'm sure a lot of us who's watching can remember 1988, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So just imagine you paid $1.50 for this comic book in 1988. That's not a long. That really is not a whole. It's not. It's not a real long time ago.
Right.
If you look at, look at things. So in 1988, somebody paid $1.95. Now they're getting $20,000 for this same comic book.
Nice.
So it's comic books things like that when it comes to the comic book industry, which is huge. I mean, it's huge. And when I go to comi-cons, I just don't see enough of us there. I don't see enough Black people there. And you have these young white guys and Asian guys who's trading, buying, selling these comic books, and they're making millions. And it's just so much money we leave on the table. And it's not just comic books. I say comic books, but I have original 1977 Star Wars action figures.
So let me say this, because this is what Philip Waldo Jr. is saying. He said Corey destroyed his Stretch Armstrong, He-Man, and G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Oh man, can I please tell you? He I don't know if somebody told him this story or he prophesied just did. I did. I had a Stretch Armstrong toy. I gotten it for Christmas, and it was my prized possession. And it actually stretched. It had this like gel inside it.
Yeah, a lot of us had. My brothers had that. Philip had one. That's how he knows.
My mom,
because everybody, all the boys destroyed theirs, right?
My mom wanted to know how far it stretched. So my mom said tie it around the doorknob. So I tied one arm around the doorknob.
So your mama helped you tear it up.
Yes, and I went from the front door to the living room, which I probably went about a good 10 feet. Next thing I know, I went flying backwards into the floor. The Stretch Armstrong's arm in my hand, gel oozing out, and the toy was destroyed.
Did they get you another one?
No, they didn't. I got something else. That's when I started collecting Voltron.
Right. So here's the thing, Marcus. You have this channel where, like you're saying, you're not just talking about your collectibles, all of these things that you and your son are talking about. You're talking about movies, you're talking about collectibles, you're talking about helmets. I was trying to find one of your videos where you are talking. Here's one, Marvel Legends Gauntlet. The Gauntlet review.
Hello, everyone.
Now,
this is Father and Son.
Let me quiet it down. So you are showing us how this hand works in this particular video. You know, you're showing us that, yep, I got this gauntlet. This is what's happening. And you're showing us, you know, just the different features of it. You're showing us in the movie how it works. There's a professional channel. And so we really learn a lot. And so Trash Can Waves is saying this dude's room looks like how my room would have looked if my granddad didn't bury my toys in the backyard. So when did
you do, Trash Can Waves?
So when we're talking about, you know, okay, how can we use this comic book college fund? Like, how can we fuel our college funds, or how can we fuel our businesses? Because you and your son are adults. You know, you've done so many different businesses in your life, and you're looking at these now as it's not just funding colleges, it's not just comic books. Some of these other things that you're using on your channel, whether it's what do you call the little figurines, toys, action figures. Yeah. You're saying all of that. Tell us about that, a little bit more about that.
See that hand, the power gauntlet hand you see right there from Iron Man. Okay, at one time, that came out about 2-3 years ago. Okay, when that came out, they started at $99. And you can find them in different places. You can go into a comic book place and you can pick them up. As the years go by, that same hand you seeing right now, it's becoming so hard to find. You can't go into any comic book store and find it. You have to order it online or somebody selling it on eBay, and they going for a couple $100 now. Most time you would think like, okay, if something get older, when it become cheaper, but not with this kind of stuff. That's from the Marvel Legends series, and where you can at one time get that for $89 or $99. You're gonna pay $200-$300 for it now, because you can't. They're harder and harder to find now, and all of those kind of things that I review like that. It's the value isn't going down because they're getting older. The value is going up because they're getting older. Tell me anything else you know that works that way other than cars or art. So that what I would tell people, things like that is art, because I collect art. I have pieces from famous artists like Marcel Mosley and Thomas Kincaid and Salvador Dali. I have artwork from all of those guys.
Right.
But my comic books rival those. I mean, certain comic book rival a Picasso.
So
yeah.
Here's the thing. This is what Coffee Talk and Tech is saying. Knowing how to invest in a specific market is an art within itself. Just what you're saying for all these different things. We know that Sophia Sharif is healing. Currently, she's investing in herself, right? She's saying, okay, let me fuel myself with the best things. Let me take care of me. And then for those of us that are saying, okay, what do we do with what we have here? Coffee Talk and Twerk says, would you think BMX bikes are worth thousands?
Bikes appreciate and depreciate different than, say, art, because bikes, if I buy a bike, I can't put I guess you could put a bike on your wall or things like that, but a comic book it's different. They still make BMX bikes and stuff like that. Okay. And the thing with a comic book, when I buy a comic book or a limited edition figurine or something like that, especially say if it's signed, because I have comic books signed by Stan Lee, I have comic books signed by Jack Kirby, and those guys would never sign another comic book again because they're gone. So just like Picasso would never do another painting again because he's gone.
So here's the thing that Coffee Talk and Twerk is clarifying for us. He says, oh no, I'm just telling you that the BMX bikes from the 80s, I guess the 80s was.
Yeah, they are worth thousands, yes. Yeah. But the bike things is not what I'm into. But if you know, go into what you know. I always tell people to go into what you know. If you know bikes, go into bikes. If that's what you want to collect and you want to sell, go into that. I don't know much about the bike. I know about comic books. I know about art. I know about cars. Okay, give me a Mustang fastback, a 1968, 67 fastback. You know, I mean, when that car came out, that car was, I think people paid what, $7,000 for it, between $7,000 and $10,000. Now a fastback can cost you over $100,000.
Wow. And Trash Can Waves are saying get a Schwinn. Them old school bikes go for a lot.
Yes. I know about that one. Yeah.
The Schwinns. Okay. He's like, this dude might have Pee Wee Herman's red bike somewhere in there. But speaking of art, Devil's Bane is in here saying, great topic. Comic collection is going digital into NFT format with platforms like Vive. Don't sleep on it. So there are
absolutely
so many different ways we can do this.
Do not sleep on comic books. It's a very good, because one thing, if you buy a Spider-Man 300 or you buy Werewolf by Night, the first appearance of Moon Knight and other comic books, one thing you never have to worry about is waking up the next morning. If you paid $500 for it, now it's worth $250. It never depreciates. You never have to worry about your comic book depreciating. It's only going to go up. The older it get, the more it's going to go up. So and those comic books absolutely can pay for your college, your kids' college, if you're willing to get rid of it. Because I've known people, I know people who's living in a 1-bedroom apartment and have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of comic books, and I cannot pry one of them out of their hands. So the thing is, and I mean hundreds of thousands of dollars, they sitting on $500,000 and would rather stay in a half-a-bedroom apartment than get rid of those comic books. That's how passionate people are about them. So you can get them and they can be worth a lot, but the question is, would you be willing to sell them? And some people are, a lot of people just not, and that would make them so valuable.
XDMC, he says, I have thousands of comics.
XDMC.
I wanna just switch gears really quickly, Marcus, because you are talking about all these different ways to invest, and I'm saying things right, I'm saying things wrong. The lead attorney is in here.
Hey, lead attorney.
Hey there. So here's right. You see what he said, right? He said, "Salute, blind guys' wife. Don't make the mistake I did and call rebuildings action figures dolls."
Yeah.
So
if your wife trying to steal your comic books, call the lead attorney. He'll give the case a look.
What's up, there, lead?
So here's the thing about the lead attorney. He's always telling us in the mastermind group that we had with him, okay, guys, get yourself a Patreon, offer value that way, right? And that's something that you've done with this particular channel, Father and Son, Worlds Apart. Your Patreon, it's a lovely setup. You have a great way of showing folks like, hey, this is what you can get when you head on to here. Your son is in Germany. You're here, so your father and son, worlds apart, always together, doing these videos together, and you have these different levels: Spider-Man, Venom, Iron Man. The branding is there. It's a cool feature that people can also get value from you and your son's channel. And this is another investment because, of course, you and your son are doing this together. You're offering value together, and it's another way to leave legacy.
Yes, it's absolutely, because I just want to share a lot of time. There's so many things that I like to share with people. I'm not the kind of person that knows something or make money from something and say, you know what, I need to keep this to myself.
Right.
I want to share it, especially to our community, because we so far behind in so many things. And we always looking, and sometimes let's pay the lottery, let's go to the casino, let's do those things like that and just hope we hit it big right there. But comic books is a realistic way. Comic books, art, collectables, things like that is a way to build wealth without having to have a lot. You don't have to have a lot of money. If you get that key issue, and I'm not saying going out there buy every issue you see, you got to do your research. Just like if you want to buy Bitcoin or anything like that, you'll do your research. Or you want to start buying and selling stocks, you'll do your research.
Right.
Comic books is the same way. You don't have to be a comic nerd or a geek to make money out of it. A lot of people that do comic books never even read those comic books, but they make millions of dollars off comic books they never read. They're not into the whole comic book, reading comic books and stuff like that. They're into the money. They know it's money in this. It don't matter if I like comic books or not. It don't matter if I like action figures or not. You cannot like that stuff at all, but it's money in it and they see it. So they like, okay, I see money in this. And people invest a lot of money and time into collecting these things just to resell them. They're not holding on to these comic books. They buying them for $200 and selling them to me for $2,000.
I love it.
So Marcus, here's the meat and potatoes that we want to get to for people like Vicky, who was talking about her son, her late son, and again, condolences on your son's passing. But Vicky, she has all those comic books. You got XDMC that has all those comic books. Where do people go to get started in this recession-proof investment of comic book collecting?
And wait a second, as they answer, while Marcus answers that, you guys, we're winding down our show. So this is the last part of it. That means if you put this hashtag in, you might win the next giveaway from Marcus. So all you have to do right now is put in hashtag.
I'm gonna say hashtag Marcus Mosley.
Hashtag Marcus Mosley.
I was gonna do Father and Son Worlds Apart, but then
it's so long. Yeah. So all you have to do is hashtag Marcus Mosley. We'll put his name back on the screen so that you can see it, because what Corey's asking is what the folks want to know. My Vivid Life is saying, I've got some comic books. I don't know if they have any value. I put some on eBay some time ago, but no hits. Of course, Sophia Sharif was in there telling you, saying, Marcus, stop telling our secrets. Coco has so much an overseer of my money. I enjoy the investments and live very modest. So tell us the answer to Corey's question.
My question is, what are 2 things you can tell people if they want to get started in investing in the comic book as a recession-proof investment?
Well, first I tell people, do your research. Go out there and see what comic books are selling for. Make sure the comic books that you're interested in holds value.
Mm-hmm.
And just what you have to go out there. It's different sites. One of them, eBay is a great site. eBay is a wonderful site to go to and see what people buying right now in the comic book industry. And in the biggest, the most popular era of comic books is right now is like the silver age of comic books. So you can go in there and put in silver age comic books and see what's come up and what people buying, the prices of those comic books, the grading of those comic books. And you can go out there and look and see what people selling. And you don't have to go out there and buy the most. You don't have to buy the $10,000 comic book. You can buy the $500 comic book, the $200 comic book.
Right.
And hold on to it for a little while. And what happened even with Moon Knight, like Werewolf by Night, people were buying those comic books for a little or nothing. And now they're coming out with the Moon Knight movie series or whatever Netflix or somebody going to do. Those comic books, I can't find a Werewolf by Night 32 for less than $3,000. I mean, that's the cheapest you're gonna pretty much find that comic book. So where a couple of years ago I could have got it for a couple $100.
Wow.
And so just about, we know Silver Age of comics refers to any comic books that were printed between the 1930s and the 1970s. Am I right, Marcus?
Yes, between Silver Age is considered, say, the 1939 to 1970 or 71 in that range. That's the Silver Age of comics.
Okay.
Got it. So here's the thing. We have everybody putting in hashtag Marcus Mosley, and Trash Can Waves is helping to answer questions. We appreciate it because he's saying Spawn comics are profitable, hashtag Black comics. And he's saying that because Miss Yetta B was asking if Black comics are profitable. But
yeah, I have the first on my wall over there. I have the very first Spawn. So I have Spawn #1. And I also have and you have the Falcon. It's Black characters in comic books that's very popular, like the first Falcon and all of those guys. So yes, people love first appearances. So if you can find comic books with the first appearance, like XDMC said, he have the first appearance of Wolverine. I'll buy that. If he sell it, I buy from him today.
Wow, you hear that? Well, I don't think you will get it.
Me and everybody else will be trying to get it from him.
Right. So here's the thing. I see the lead attorney has hashtag Marcus Mosley in there. A lot of people have it in there already. Hashtag Marcus Mosley. But my mom, we trying to make sure she gets it in there right. Like Trash Can Waves has it in. Hashtag Marcus Mosley. Philip is saying, make it one word, Mom, because she has it in there as two words.
I gotta say this, Marcus, you a comic book content creator. Here's one. By day, he's a family court attorney. by night. He is the leader journey. Have him like have a big gavel on his chest.
Boom.
He's flying through the air. He got his briefcase on his shoulder. And he's just whipping out tools.
Work it. I'm telling you, right? Look, so we're going to get to the giveaway because we've got to get out of here. We're at the 1 hour time and we've gone over just a little bit. So we don't want to keep you guys. We want to get to the winner. So Mom, make sure you get it in there all as one word. Hello to Vanessa Buckner. She's got hers in all as one word.
Vanessa Buckner.
Yes. T-shirt Tawana made it in there.
Tawana.
Yes. So get it in there. And of course, XDMC is telling us Dwayne drew all of the Curse of the Spawn series. Hey, that's his business partner.
Yeah.
And Trash Can Waves are telling us Black comics are expensive because they're rare.
Mhm.
So, and listen to Patrice, I got one of Archie's comic books from when I was in middle school. It should be worth something, huh? No, girl, it ain't worth nothing. Just send it to me. Email it to me.
Send it to me. Don't worry about it, Patrice. Just I send you. I give you $20 for it. Okay.
Right. Hey there, Jack the Voice saying Marvel Comics Cage was so dope in its day. The Nicolas Cage actually named himself after him. True story. Look it up.
Hey.
Wow. So
comic books play such a huge, just a huge part in American culture. I mean, it's ingrained in our culture just so deeply, and people are so passionate about them.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be, and people will pay whatever you want. If it's the right comic book, man, they'll cash in their 401k to get that comic book.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brenda Akatama, good to see you.
Hey, Brenda.
And JP, the aspiring matriarch, is in here too.
Pam.
Yes. So he just said, people will not
cash out their 401k.
Yes.
To get a good comic. And that makes sense because if you in some instances you're looking to triple the value, get triple the value on the investment than you would have already had in the 401k.
Yep. So guys, we're going to answer this question before we do the giveaway. My mama got it in, so we can just put it up here. But we did have another question from Devil's Bane asking, how long does Marcus typically hold his comics before he sells them?
Well, it's according which comic. So I'm that kind of person that you got to pry my comics out of my dead hand. So that's the kind of person I am. But like I said, if college came over, my kids was getting ready for college and stuff, and I had, because I buy spare comic books, so I don't sell my collection. It's just some comic books I buy specifically for the sale in the future. So when my kids' college came up and things like that, and I needed some extra money for those things, I sold some of my spare comic books, and it came to thousands of dollars, I mean,
wow,
$20,000, $30,000, $40,000. So it's you can buy comic books. If you want to keep a copy, you the kind of person who like comic books, you can keep a copy for yours, because most people, when they buy their comic books, they'll buy 3 or 4 copies of it. If you're a collector yourself and you want to sell them as well, you always buy multiple copies of the same comic book.
Okay.
So I have multiple copies. Like I still got my Spider-Man 300, mine, but I had copies that were just the sale. So that's what you usually do.
Yeah.
But most comic book people, you only can get those comic books when they pass. So when they pass, the family get the comic books, they have no idea what they have. So like that's why I said I want to talk to the lady whose son passed away. Sometimes those are the people that really get messed over sometimes, because you're going off of them. You'll see their comic book collection. You'll say, okay, I give you $3,000. They're looking at you. Why in the world would you give me $3,000 for these comic books? And it's a lot of money to them, but they can have $300,000 sitting in there.
Yeah.
You know what? We did have one more question from somebody in the chat. Did you want to answer that, Corey, before we answer? Because Patrice, now that he didn't answer her, she know her comic's worth something. We can't get her comic book. So what were you going to say, Corey, before I go to that question?
I was going to say there's a lot of hidden value in a lot of people's attics spare bedrooms, storage closets, storage units. There's a lot of hidden value there when it comes to collectible items. But the main takeaway is if you're looking to get into this type of investment, first do your research. But then also, if you're buying for children, make sure you buy one for you and buy one for them. That way you have that one that you bought for yourself to preserve.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Just one last thing I want to say.
Put your name up. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm sorry. I don't want to.
No, you're the guest. Go for it, Marcus. But matter of fact, let's make sure we hear it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make sure when at one time everybody remember the whole big barn find thing going around with cars. You know, people would go to a widow house, and you know they have the car her husband had for years in there, and people would walk in there, and they called them barn finds. Okay, so they would go in there, they'll see this car, and a lot of times the widow, she have no idea what she have, so she'll sell the car for $1,000. She thinks she's getting a good deal, and the person turn around and sell the car for $40,000. Okay, at one time, you could do that. But now people have more knowledge on it. And as time going by, you find less barn finds.
Okay.
Comic books, in a way, is still at its height in barn finds. You can find a collection of comic books that you pay $1,000 for and worth $100,000. Because you still have so many people out there that's just not knowledgeable about comic books. And you can go to these estate sales. You can go to these different sales. Somebody, family member passed away. They got a comic book collection. They just want to get rid of the comic books. They just like, these things ain't nothing. I just need to get rid of this crap. You offer them pennies. You can offer them $1,000, and they really think they got a good deal. But each one, and this person can have 500 comic books, and each one of those comic books is worth $1,000 in itself.
Nice. So let me say this, because Vicky is in here and she's chiming in. You know, she was the one who said that her son passed in 2000. She has all of them, but she also says, I'm here. He has them all in plastic, Marcus.
Yeah, that mean that the person was into comics. So there's a good chance in that collection is some key issues in there. And if it's some key issues in there, she can be sitting on a whole lot of money. But I'm telling you, you're gonna have it's some people out there, guys, they're gonna try to get them from you as cheap as possible. Right. And so if they'll offer you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, and most of us, we hear that for a comic book. It's like, that's so much money, but that's pennies. Yeah, that's pennies. If you got the right collection.
He's saying love estate sales. You know, Trash Can Waves is saying love estate sales from what you're saying. And Over the Top is saying, oh, wow, now I know what to look for when I go to the yard sales as well. And, you know, Adrienne Nash had to chime in. She said estate planning probate tip, because that's her wheelhouse. She says, take your time and have the things appraised that need to be appraised. Due diligence and research is the key.
Awesome, Adrienne.
Yes. So this is just wonderful. We appreciate everything that you've told us today. Of course, Deshaun Coleman was adding that there are a lot of Black comic books on Black Sands app. It's full of Black comic books. So there's another key thing to do today. What do we do now, Corey? Do we go for the giveaway?
We'll go for the giveaway. Marcus is giving a shout out to the person on his channel. This is one of his Patreon perks if you join his Patreon.
Yes.
So the way we're gonna do it, Marcus, is I'm going to say 1, 2. I'm gonna count you in 3, 2, 1, and to quote the torch, you're gonna say flame on.
All right, Marcus. Are you ready for this? Because Corey's ready. Everybody's ready. They've been asking their questions. I say let's go for it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Flame on. I don't know
All
that I
right.
said it too early or not.
Devil, you're fine. Real Talk with Ntabi, XDMC, My Vivid Life, Devil's Bane, Shley Hadessa, Devil's Bane, Twana Harris, Over the Top, Lead Attorney, Philip Waldo, Emerge, Shley Hadessa, Kareem, Vanessa, Butler, Buckner, Patrice Garner, Twana. Oh, Issei on June. Congratulations. I saw your name in the chat earlier. Issei on June, ISEONJUN. I might be saying it wrong, but hey, you won.
All right.
So we got to make sure we can say it right. So if you want to either put the phonetic pronunciation, because I'm pronouncing it as if it's an international name, but if it's like Ice on Jun, I don't know, but I say Ise on June because that's what it looks like to me as an international name. It doesn't matter. Vanessa Buckner is happy for you, saying congratulations. Coffee Talking Tech is saying yay, congrats. Everybody is excited here for you. Trash Can Waves. So Gail Lockett, boom. And look at Phil saying, that's not how you spell my name. But hey, Emerge Shley Hadessa is saying congratulations. Black's Tropical. Everybody they're all being good sports. So far, even David Hunt, Corey said congratulations.
All right, David Hunt. He's at right mode.
Yeah. And listen to the XDMC trying to ask for more than we offered. Is the giveaway the Daredevil issue that has the first appearance of Elektra?
Yeah, that's the issue that features me and Laquita.
You know what?
I'm Daredevil. She Elektra. So Marcus, this has been great. I know you opened some eyes and some minds towards a different way of investing into art. Not just looking at the Picassos and the Van Goghs, but looking at the Stan Lees and the Kirbys and the Marvels, the DCs, and all those other comic book series. So definitely, folks, get out there, do your research before you dive into it. But don't overlook the next Comic-Con or the next art and collectible or cars and collectible trade shows that might be coming into your area. You might find some rare jewels that could lead to a long lifetime investment. So
absolutely.
Marcus,
why is XDMC still saying rig? Let's just go back to the thank you from Issei on June saying thank you, Ellie JJ, for being a person that's being polite, saying congratulations, not like XDMC since he didn't get that first edition. Rig. Issei on June is saying thank you. So Corey,
I forgot to announce the bonus prize.
Oh, the bonus prize.
Yeah, Marcus is going to give. He's going to donate to the person that won today. He's going to donate that issue of Spider-Man 300 to them.
Oh.
So you hear the laugh.
Oh my God! Whoa, that's a heck of a donation right there, right?
Okay.
So you know that's not true by the laugh, right?
Yeah, that's Spider-Man 300. Trust me, if you can get your hand on the Spider-Man 300, grab it. And what Vicky said, and that's why just real quick, what Vicky said, she said about her son's comic books. Mm-hmm. And she said, I wasn't getting rid of them because those were my son's memories.
Right.
And a lot of people feel that way. That's what makes the comics so valuable, because it's when people get them, they just don't want to let them go.
Right.
And it makes them so valuable. And the more time go on, the less and less comic books gonna be available, because some of them just don't get misplaced. And so I don't want to take up the show anymore, but okay. I just want to put that out there. It's just so much knowledge. Yeah.
Let me tell you, you are not taking up the show. You're giving value here. The people are asking the questions. We love it. We appreciate it. And look at Trash Can Waves. Where the Sin City comics at? Anyways, this has been great, but we have to ask you one last question before you go. You already know what it is.
Marcus, how many fruits and vegetables have you eaten today?
I'm guilty. I didn't eat no vegetables. I ate some fruits today. I ate some apples and some oranges. I like those in the morning, but I haven't eaten any vegetables. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I tackle the vegetables during lunch.
Nah, you doing good. That's great. You got a great start to your day with the fruit. So keep it moving, keep it going.
Yeah, I don't think. Did you have any vegetables yet today, Corey? Or you just had fruit?
And whole grains with oatmeal and
yeah.
Oh, I feel better now.
Yeah.
Corey didn't have no vegetables either.
Right. Corey had fruit like you. So our thing is, at every meal, have fruit and or vegetables. Get whatever you can. But some people, they'll just have a breakfast of like coffee and pancakes. No fruit, no vegetables. Whereas if you do coffee, pancakes, and fruit, boom, you've added it in, right? So that's
Yes.
it.
There's a
Yes,
comic book.
absolutely.
There's a comic book idea for you, Marcus. It's called the Vigilante. Quita showing up at a local drive-through and like saving somebody from a heart attack from eating a burger by giving them a shot from her vegetable laser gun.
I'm gonna have to
You
look
know
into
what?
that. That sounds like a good idea.
Go for it. So this has been great. Larita King is still congratulating people. Marcus, we're going to get into our plant-based treat to close the show.
But don't go anywhere. Hang out backstage and we'll talk to you after this broadcast is over.
Sounds great. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Marcus. Man, JP is flexing, talking about waffles with berry compote and canna butter.
Canna butter. XDLC probably just lit right up when you heard that.
That's it. That's CBD butter. Look at Coffee Talking to Work, talking about coffee should always be included.
Yes, we agree. Coffee Talking to Work.
And good question, Methiar says, what
did the
Method
Man? That's we blew up like that. We got Method Man in the room.
You know, I would have said it sounded more excited than that. What did the person win? So this person that just won the giveaway, they won one of the Patreon perks because Marcus's Patreon, if you are at the highest level, Iron Man. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm showing you his YouTube channel. If you are on his Patreon and you are at the highest level, you said Iron Man. Yep. Part of that is the patron's name gets mentioned in random videos. So that's a perk right there. And also, if you're a part of his Patreon, then that means you'll be a part of his private community because it's connected to his Discord group as well. So that's a way to get into his private community, guys, with his son in Germany, he himself, and of course, you can chop it up about all things, everything. I'm sure he'll allow a few other things to come into the conversation. So Trash Can Waves. Okay, well, Over the Top is agreeing with Coffee Talking Tech about the coffee. Trash Can Waves is saying wheat-based waffles. Hey, get it in.
There you go, Trash Can.
Yes, thank you, Vicky. You have a good day as well. Let's finish this up, Corey. Brenda Akatama is showing the love. How do we get into our plant-based treat, Corey?
It's time for today's plant-based treat by Chef Laquita Marie.
All right, let's go for it. Something delicious. Wait, Corey, I lost the food.
Banging plant-based barbecue.
So I've got some bok choy that I chopped. I put it in about a cup of water. I'm just letting the water evaporate a little bit. And I'm going to add the onions, the garlic. Garlic and onions are rich in a chemical that's effective in eliminating bacterial and intestinal infections. This badia, about a teaspoon of that. One of my favorites because it has the herbs in it. I'll put about a half teaspoon there. About a tablespoon of dried basil. Smoked paprika, high source of iron. Bok choy contains sulforaphane, which fights colon, lung, and prostate cancer. It's rich in vitamin C and beta-carotene, powerful antioxidants that are great for your vision.
Simmer for 10 minutes until the liquid cooks off. Build your plant-based barbecue.
Veganese. I like the original. The one with grapeseed oil is good too.
Veganese. It's optional.
Onions, bok choy, and garlic.
Add the cooked vegetables.
So this barbecue, I made this, it's just a plant-based meat that I made, and then I added barbecue sauce.
We made it without Veganese also. It tasted like a real barbecue sandwich.
Romaine lettuce has calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium for healthy bones and potassium for heart health and regulating blood pressure.
The plant-based meat was packed with vegetables.
Oh yeah, like broccoli, carrots, onions, rutabaga, cauliflower, a bunch of other ones. I'll have to review the video.
So that made it fine for the kids to eat, and it was packed with nutrients. I love the quinoa because it's light and airy, and with the vegetables Laquita made, it made a very flavorful dish.
All right, guys.
All right, you get those fruits and vegetables in at every meal. And that barbecue, you made some last night, and it was good. And
last night I did it with a simple cabbage slaw, like you would just make a coleslaw with red cabbage and what else was in there? Onions.
Lots of deliciousness.
Whatever was in whatever you make coleslaw with. Like I just created a coleslaw, carrots, and it was good. So I didn't do the kale or the bok choy and all of that. I did it a little simpler this time because according to Trash Can Waves, it looks like garnish.
Nah, no. A friend of ours is definitely carnivore, he was eating it, and you know food is good when people go silent and they just keep chewing. So he enjoyed every bite of it. So
this can be the meal. You don't need to do this on a smothered onion steak, trash can waves. But thank you, Coach Remy. He says it looks delicious.
Coach Remy, check out his YouTube channel, Coach Remy Fitness, Workout with Coach Remy.
Boom.
So we gotta get out of here because we gotta leave you hanging for tomorrow. Because join us tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because we're having our brunch with Lauren. You know her from Lunch with Lauren Melissa, or Lauren Melissa Speaks. She will be our featured guest tomorrow, talking about dads championing daughters.
Yes,
tomorrow.
Absolutely. And then Friday, our very own David Hunt will be here with some tech tips. He's an IT guy, so he's going to give us all of the content creation essentials. I do want to answer Vanessa Buckner's question. Do you have a recipe for the plant-based meat? Only if it's gluten-free. Currently, my plant-based meat does include Vital Wheat gluten. I do have several others that I'm working on that include chickpea flour, rice flour, mushrooms, and rice paper. As sort of like as a skin, like if you're making a burger. And that rice paper is optional. It's not essential, but I'm working on it, Vanessa. Thank you for asking.
All right. So thanks for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
Wait a minute. We got a success story. You know, I was on Black's Tropical Homestead's Garden Chat this Monday where we talked to each other about some plant-based treats, something that you're already eating. So you don't have to take out your meat or cheese or whatever. You can just add in. Why are you laughing?
I'll leave it alone.
You just add in your vegetables. What? Say it.
Take out your meat.
Lord Jesus.
Just take out your meat.
Lord knows. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is a daytime show. That's not what I meant. I'm going to hit the end button. Goodbye. Because see, good. Trash Can Wave said deuces. That means he's not going to say anything else. So Black's Tropical says that her rice turned out perfectly. So that's what I was trying to highlight. But now we have to go because, you said something else. So
it wasn't me.
Fresh pot of bone broth simmering with cilantro, onions, and rosemary to start, Adrian says.
All right.
Because people swear by bone broth for their joints. And so look, put the vegetables in there. If you're already sipping on bone broth, add your vegetables to it, guys. Get more vitamins and nutrients. That's what you're getting in addition to the fiber from those vegetables. So yes, perfect. That rice turned out great from our, plant-based treat conversation. She says she did put the entire onion in because she's not a plant-based person. Like she doesn't like onions. Black's Tropical, sure.
Yeah, sure. And y'all are still taking votes on the names. You guys can vote here. And some of the name suggestions for this special segment with the collaboration between Sherry and Laquita. We had Taste Buddies. That was one, right?
Yes.
Then we had Culinary Creations. That was another one. Do we have another one? Do we have another one?
We did, but I can't remember. The art of eating.
The art of eating. So cast the vote in the comments. Go over to Black Tropical, cast the vote in their comments. Art of eating, Taste Buddies, or Culinary Creations.
Yes. So, Corey, let's say goodbye before something else happens.
All right.
Because, of course, my vivid life was like, Corey, when you take the meat out. But
I didn't know. I didn't say it. I wasn't going to say it. She made me say it. I was just laughing.
How do we say goodbye, Corey?
Everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live. Join us every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at
11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we're going to say goodbye since Marcus's son is over in Germany. We're going to say goodbye by saying Auf Wiedersehen.
I don't even know how to say that.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, I'll just say deuces.
All right, I'll say it. Auf Wiedersehen.
Deuces.
Deuces, y'all.